forgiveness. That's right. God done did too much for us to turn around on him. That's right. He come looking for us. We didn't go looking for him. That's right. While we was out there sinning and doing our best to be pagans in the world, the Lord died on the cross for us. Yes, because he knew that if I don't go to the cross for them, they're going to die in their sins in the hell. They're going to live the eye. But he died on the cross so that we could live. That's right. Thank you, Jesus. He made a way for us. That's right. Sometimes we get down in our body, but that's no excuse to turn our backs on God. That's right. Things don't go our way. There's no excuse to turn our backs on God. Amen. People don't love us. There's no excuse to turn our backs on God. Amen. People talk about you behind your back. There's no excuse to turn your back on God. Amen. People don't like you. There's no excuse to turn your back on God. Just because people put you down and run your name into the dirt, there's no excuse to turn your back on God. That's right. People will do anything and everything they can to mess you up. That's true. Take your focus on what people are doing. Right. Let them do what they're doing. The devil is the author of confusion. He's the one that causes all this confusion and discord that's coming up in the church and all in the world. The devil is the author of that stuff. And all he wants to do is get you so confused with it and mixed up with it until your eyes is on him and not on the Lord. Yes, Lord. And when you got your eyes on him, he know you got you just like a fish hooked in the water. All he's going to do is slow roll you and wind you on in. You out there kicking and rattling, but he got you hooked because you're looking at him. That's how you get some of the biggest fishes. You get them hooked on, they'll flip and flap out there in the water until they get tired. And all the devil do is just wind right on in. Because he got you now. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't got no more fight in you. He done put so much whooping on you until you determined, I ain't going to fight no more. I'm going to give up. I'm just going to let it throw me in the frying pan. And that's what the devil do. He'll mess you up. We are living in the days that we have to make a stand against what's going on in the world. Against what's coming against the church. We have to make a stand. And everything that you see is happening wrong. Always don't look at what you see. Don't let that be your guiding force. Don't let that be the thing that guides you what you see. I can look at all of us in here and say, we all look good. And therefore I can prejudge and say, well, everybody ought to be feeling good. And I could be wrong. Because I'm looking on the outward appearance. That's right. God looking at the heart, and he knows what's going on. He knows whether or not we won't even be in the house of God right now. He knows who's so bad that I wish I was in the hospital somewhere. God knows what's going on. Yes, he does. He knows that you done went through the ringers with the devil. You fought all last night trying your best to stay afloat. Now you get up in church this morning here and you hear the word of God saying, stand and be strong. Be steadfast. And you say, all night long I fought the devil. Where the Lord was then. Lord Jesus. Let me tell you where he was. Amen. He was the one helping you fight him last night. Yes. Praise God. Oh, yeah. He was the one helping you to hold on last night. Yes. He was the one that caused you not to give up last night. Amen. Even though you stayed woke, majority of the night, he was the one that helped you stay woke the majority of the night last night. Because you needed to fight. That's right. You calling on God, and you praying, and you crying, Lord, I can't get nothing to work. Everything's going wrong. He's helping you fight. He's helping you become a warrior. That's Lord. If you're crying to God. You're not crying to the devil. And you're not pleading for your circumstances, but you're telling the Lord, help me out of this situation. I'm going through something now. I need your help. I can't even make it. My family going through some stuff. I need your help, Lord. Deliver for me. Come to my rescue. The Lord is going to come, and he's going to be on time. But God has to do what he has to do in order for it to work. So be patient enough. Give him a little bit of time. Because God is a long-suffering God. God knows what he's doing. He knows how to deliver The Bible asks us, is anything too hard for the Lord? There's nothing too hard for the God that we serve. He's able to do it. Look back over your life and see where he brought you from. You were out there in the world that was messed up, and you were part of the problem. You wasn't the solution. You was causing the problem. But now look where you at. You in the house of God, sitting up listening at somebody tell you that you can make it. You don't need to go back in the world and do nothing out there. Stay in the house of God. Amen. You can have the same fun you was having out there. You can have it serving God. Amen. You don't need to go out there in the world and do things that are mixed up in order to have fun. No. The Bible said they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine. They were on one accord. We have to be together. We have to stand together. We have to fight together. The enemy come up against us. And the Bible let us know that if two will stand together, he can put one can put 1,000. That's right. Two can put 10,000 to flight. Amen. What you think about 3, 4, and 5, and 6? Amen. When we stand together, we can get some stuff done. That's right. God is moving in the midst already. We want the Lord to use us. Lord, use me. Use me to your glory. Yes. How is God using you to his glory? Meaning that you got to go through the sickness you're going through for a little longer. That's Lord. That's the Lord. Did God get the glory out of it? Because it's causing you to stand still. It's causing you to hold on. It's causing you to be determined. Yes. That regardless of what I'm going through, I'm still going to hold on to God. No matter what. I'm still going to trust the Lord. Yes. Because what? I know he can make a way for me. Yes. I know he can deliver me if he wants to deliver me. So I'm still going to hold on and trust the Lord. I got to make it. I'm going to hold on. I'm going this way. I started out and I find no fault. So I'm still holding on and trusting in the Lord. I know. So if God want to use you to give him some glory, give him the glory. Amen. The thing you start doing is give him glory before you recognize him doing anything miraculous. God is using you to give glory to him when you wake up in the morning time. Yes. You wake up in the morning time, you bless. Yes. Right now, I'll be honest with you. I'm supposed to be hurting. About not all that bending and stuff we did yesterday. Bless the Lord. Brother, I'm going to be hurting and aching all over my body. Bless the Lord. Because the week before, it's strange. I literally had to go get on an exercise bike in order to exercise the pain away just to walk a little while. Bless the Lord. Bless Lord. But today the Lord is blessed me. I'm all right. Hey, God, good. Going through a little pain makes you get a little bit better. Hallelujah. Going through some trials and tribulation makes you get a little bit better. Amen. Make you get a little bit stronger. Make your patience last a little longer. Amen. Because God got to work on us. The trouble we go through, the pains and the hurts, the things that come with life are there to help us. Amen. Make us grow. It may make us cry sometimes, but sooner or later, I'm going to stop all this crying. Amen. Why? Because I'm going to be strong enough to go through that. Yes. And I'm going on to the next level. Yes. Because we move from glory to glory. How you going to move from glory if you can't pass the first step? We got to go up. Amen. The Bible has placed us, the Lord has placed us in heavenly places. So let's get on up there where we're supposed to be. Yeah. Enjoy the fruits of the Spirit like we're supposed to be. When we're going through trouble, let's enjoy all this peace that God got for us. We're supposed to be at peace. Even when the bill collectors decide to stop calling you and come knock on your door. Let's be at peace. Tell him, you'll get it when I get it. Amen. I'm trusting in the Lord right now. Amen. God's going to make a way for me. They don't want to hear that, but that's what it is. That's right. Wife had somebody calling, she kept calling. Wife said, they keep calling you, and all this is, Lily. Won't say nothing else. Kept calling, Lily. Won't say nothing else. Kept calling, Lily. I said, great, good. I said, next time they call you, go and start praying for them on the phone. And they'll be all right. Well, what we going through? We're going through the attack of the enemy. All he wants to do is torture you. Yeah, that's right. He persecutes you. That's right. And as long as we allow that to bother us,
Yes.
you will always be up in the air.
Amen.
And your attack will not be at the enemy. If you don't understand what he's doing, you are directed at somebody else. That's doing you no harm.
Amen.
You walk up and somebody that you don't know all about is blue. And your mind is focused on what the devil is doing to you. And they say, hey, how you doing? Who are you? Y'all got better words than that than what I got. Strong words. But you tell them a piece of your mind, and all they doing is speaking. That's what the devil causes people to do. If you don't continue in the doctrine and the teaching of the Lord, we'll get back to a point that where we start giving peace of people of mind like we used to do in the world. People come and wrong you and cross you in the world, they wouldn't do it no more.
Yes, Lord.
Because they'll be able to put a check mark by you. This is one person you don't want to mess with. Why? Because all you got to do is say something wrong. Or say something right.
Yes.
I met a sister years ago. And she was out of church for about a whole month. I didn't know she was out sick. Nobody told me she was sick. Wasn't no announcement made or nothing. We had so many people, so it's hard to keep track of all of them. And when I finally saw her, I said, sister, where you been? And I'm saying it in a nice, even, smooth tone and not getting at her. And then all of a sudden, what you mean where I been? That's all you got to say? I mean, I had to repent to her for asking her where she been to. And all I was doing was showing concern. When you focus on yourself and what you going through or done been through, you will chop the head off anybody trying to do good to you.
That's true.
And you don't mean no harm.
Amen.
But you just caught in the snare of the devil.
My Lord.
Because if you don't continue, what's going to happen is you're going to turn around and get ensnared again into the yoke of bondage. And so when you ensnared into the yoke of bondage, the devil got you hooked.
Yes.
And he got that yoke around you.
Amen.
That you will have to go wherever he lead and guide you to.
Amen.
Because he's your master now. Whoever you are enslaved yourself to, that becomes your master.
Amen.
Amen.
And so the Lord has broke us free now. And now while you're free, let's stay free.
Yes.
Let's stay free. Don't allow yourself to take you back into the world. There's nothing out there. We're living in a day now where folks are lewd in what they're doing.
That's right.
They don't care no more.
Don't care.
There is no closet. They done took the closet and moved the door out of the way. Ain't nobody hiding nothing no more.
No.
There's no such thing as coming out of the closet. The closet tore down. They're wide open now. Whatever was behind closets, all out in the mall, is in the streets, is in the courthouse, is in the White House, is in your house, is in my house, it's out there.
Amen.
And they are not hiding nothing. So why should we hold back on telling what God is saying is going to happen to those folks out there?
Amen.
Because they got to end. Our job is to hold on, be steadfast, and to save as much people as we can.
Amen.
Amen.
We are to save as much that we listen, as much that will turn their heart to the Lord. Save as many as you can. But at the same time, don't turn around for anybody.
Amen.
Yes, Lord.
It don't make no difference who it is. You hold your ground. You don't turn around for anybody.
No.
My mom and dad are still alive right now. And both of them in their 70s and closing to 80s. I told them years ago what they needed to do to be saved. My mama came and got baptized. 2 weeks later, there was a crowd that came and swarmed around her from that church that she was in. And they talked to her and they put her down so much and they put down this way so bad until she got shame of what they was doing and went right back to them.
My Lord.
Now you can't even wedge her out of that place.
Ooh.
Don't allow people to turn you around.
Amen.
Once you get started, you keep going forward. Because the Lord is going to lead and guide you in the right way.
Amen.
And if we trust him, every step we take, he'll order it in the right direction.
Amen.
But you got to let him lead and guide you in the right way.
Yeah.
Amen.
Don't be ashamed of the Lord. See, that's what happened. A lot of folks get ashamed of it.
Amen.
And so they turn around. Yes, you got folks now that want to be saved, that want to come back into the house of God. Maybe this one or some other one, they want to come back to the Lord, but they're ashamed. And so they'll turn around and they won't come back.
That's the
And
Lord.
because they won't come back, you see a lot of stuff that's taking place that keeps them out there in the world. Things that the Lord had took off them, coming back on. You turn around on God, you used to be a drunkard. The Lord saved you, cleaned you up.
Yes.
People look at you and couldn't even imagine that you used to be a drunkard. But when you turn around on God, you become a worse drunkard.
Oh, yes.
Worse than it was before. You get worse and worse and worse. And not only that, you start doing other things. And all kinds of junk start coming on you then. You wonder why is this happening to me? It's happening because you turn your back on God.
Bless Lord.
You turn your back on your healing. You turn your back on your deliverance. You turn your back on your way maker. You turn your back on your burden bearer. So now you got to bear all the stuff yourself. And you're unable to do it.
Amen.
So now he's taking you down. He's killing you slowly. And the devil is sitting back there. I told you he was going to turn back on you. Because that's all the devil do is point his finger at God. I told you. He can't go up there in God's face no more. So now, I told you they were going to do it.
Nah, Lord.
The world looks at us and look at us living a ragged life. And I'm not saying we doing this. That's just a figure of speech.
That's the Lord.
The world looks at saints and those that confess to be Christians, living ragged lives. And what he does is they blame everybody that claims to be a child of God. Everybody's thrown into the same pot. So when they look at you, they say, oh, y'all ain't about nothing.
Bless the Lord.
Why? I saw sister so-and-so, I saw brother so-and-so, and they were doing this and that. I saw them, and they won't even speak to me.
Bless Lord.
But they accuse all of us of the same thing. And you speak to them, you talk to them, you go over there, you help them with their problems, you feed their children, you encourage their children, you encourage them, you work with them on the job, and you treat them nice, but yet and still find one of us out of line, and all y'all ain't no good.
My Lord.
Just that easy. The devil don't care who he gonna mess with. So therefore, while the attacks are coming on us, let's stand our ground.
Amen.
Stand your ground. They gonna come. Jesus said they did it to the green tree, they gonna do it to the dry.
Amen.
If they were bold enough to come to the Lord and try to push him off a cliff, they'll try to push you off too.
Amen.
Oh, bless God.
Yes.
If they call him the devil, they're gonna call you the devil too.
Yes, Lord.
They don't care nothing about us. The world, we came from there. We know how we was. We know how we slam doors in people's face that come to tell you the truth. They're going to slam a door in your face too.
Oh, yeah.
You know how you lie to people coming in your door? When you come to church with us, I come next Sunday, you know you're lying. Then you ask me where the church was. I come next Sunday, y'all have a good day now. Don't mean it.
My Lord.
We did the same thing.
Bless Lord.
So the devil trying to get us to go back and do the same junk again. They're going to keep on doing us the same way. You talk to people, they're going to lie to you. You encourage people, they're going to get behind your back and talk about you. They want us to be backbiters. They want us to be slanderers. They want us to get into that part where you get into on the job and they start running the mouth, talking about people, doing all kind of crazy things. They want you to be there in the midst of it. They don't want you to walk away from it. When you walk away, they're going to come right behind you. Start talking and stuff. You get over here, and you mind your business now, and then here come they right behind you again. Talking and jump right behind you. You got to put your foot down.
Amen.
You gonna make a stand, make a stand.
Hallelujah.
Make a stand, and then I'm going this way, the devil come behind me. I got to stop running sometime. I'm going to stand and resist the devil. And the Bible says, you going to do what? You got to go. You got to make a stand some way. So we got to stand.
Yes.
Be steadfast. Be steadfast. Don't go nowhere. The line is here. You know what we used to do when we was in school? We used to try to be the bad boy. Put a chip on your shoulder, reach down and grab a rock, put it on your shoulder, then draw a line. You bad enough, step across your line and knock the chip off my shoulder. You come across the line and knock the chip off your shoulder, knock you down too.
Don't do it.
I mean, but still make you stand.
Amen.
But you got to know who you are.
That's right.
If you know who you are, you can make a statement like that. And the devil try to come across and knock the chip off your shoulder, but he'll be surprised when he find out you got the greater one on the inside. Because see, people look at you and they don't recognize, it's not easily to recognize the power that's in you. They can look at you and they can't recognize, I'm dealing with a powerhouse here.
Bless the Lord.
I'm not talking about in muscles. They don't recognize, a lot of times folks don't recognize the anointing on your life.
Bless Lord.
But listen, God revealed it to them.